Man, we back with another episode of Prison Stories 101. Once again, welcome Ice Gizzle. If you don't mind, let them know who you are and let them know some of the units you served on, some of the, and how much time you did at each unit, so therefore they could know.
Basically, I did a lot of time in Pollock, which is considered Pollock, bloody Pollock in Louisiana. I did a little time. I did like 96 months over there. Then I went to, I got shipped after putting in some work. So I ended up down there in Florida on Coleman 2. I did about a deuce over there. State-wise, I done been on Gurney unit. I done been on, East Ham. I done been on, I done been in a lot of spots, man.
Definitely. Now, first and foremost, I gotta thank you for, of course, coming and telling the original story as far as just blessing the platform. This is something new that we're doing, and definitely wanted to appreciate. But of course, whenever, of course, you put yourself out there to tell your story, you always have those critics and those comments.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you for having me, bro.
You're welcome. And before we even get started, as far as getting, again, there's always more stories to tell. Give me a take on as far as the reception of your first sit down with Prison Stories.
Oh, wow. Man, I love my trolls. You heard me? I love my trolls. Man, I went to reading some of them segments and stuff, them comments and stuff, and was laughing my ass off. But since you said that, let me address a few things.
If you don't.
Now, first of all, for those who say, oh, I grew up with that brother, he ain't from New Orleans and this, that, and the third, you don't know me, apparently. You can't know me. Number two, let's get to this jury thing. Now I'm gonna realize, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm right, some of my jury is fake. And I rock the out of it. You know why? Because I'll be a fool and to spend $100,000 on a chain instead of putting it into a business. Straight up. Is my teeth real? You right, bring your diamond testers on when you see me. But I'll let you know what ain't real and what ain't. It is what it is. When you know better, you do better. But until then, I'm a rock it as I please. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Put me on the Temu list. I done been there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a couple of pieces off of there. But so what? Some of y'all favorite rappers running around here with 30 iced out chains, blinging like a and they icing up, they Monster just like me. Just like me. So at the end of the day, who you mad at? Because I'm going to shine whether I got on fake or real. But I'm going to walk in my truth, you dig? Straight up.
I appreciate you for referencing that. Now let's touch on a couple of things. The latex. A lot of people, they see the title and then, of course, they hear the name latex. Can you?
So, let me explain that. Latex is basically Louisiana-based and they love some Texas. You know what I'm saying? We bounce back and forth all our life. Some of us was born here but taken away at an early age and raised down there. And then some of them was born out here but raised out there. You know what I'm saying? It's the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? So we call ourselves latex niggas. It's nothing freaky, no diddy, you know what I'm saying, about that. You know what I'm saying? So to see the comments with them saying all this here and this 20, I had to be in on the 20 and shit. Look, I'm too good at jacking my dick, you heard me, to go ahead and spill in another. You know what I'm saying? I got the gift of gab and shit. If I want to and I could pull up on a CEO and who got a whole twat and titties and make this do my bit. And it might take a little while and for us to get that dance in and but I done done it, you heard me? Gun down, yeah, did all that. But I ain't can't no ever come on your show or no other platform and tell you that Gizzle got his sucked by another. That Gizzle participated in dumping in another man. I ain't rocking like that.
No, thank you for clearing that up because, again, we've seen a lot of people that because you saw a man get violated, meaning that I had to partake. What happens, and I think a lot of people don't know, and you can explain to it, a lot of stuff does happen in the open, whether walking by someone's cell, whether walking.
Right.
Where are some of the places that things happen where you just got to just mind your business and keep on going? Like where are some spots that you might just see in,
The cell, the shower. I mean, anywhere you see in a broom closet somewhere, out in the back of the medical ward or somewhere, it don't even matter. At the end of the day, and you see and you don't see. If it's not your business, you stay out of it. Oh, you can be next.
Yeah. Is that a mentality that people just come in knowing, like someone fresh in the prison, where they just be like, it ain't my business, I ain't gonna tell. Cause normally you would be like, if you seen that in the alley out in the streets, you would call the police. Is the mentality right when you get in, even for a new inmate, to just mind your business, keep pushing?
You are bred, you are taught to mind your business. If you didn't come with that mentality, you soon gonna learn to do so. Because their business is their business, your business is your business. You're gonna see a lot of things that you can't unsee. I couldn't unsee that shit. It's a lot of times I done seen a nigga get that issue that I couldn't unsee. And it ain't just rape. I done seen get knifed down and shit to the point that, man, I wanted to cry. They're like, they did that wrong. But it wasn't my business. If I'd have got into it and jumped in that situation, guess who would have been next? Me. And guess what my people would have said? That wasn't even your business. Why you jump in there? Now you got all of us in this because you know we ain't finna let nothing happen to you. You ride, we ride. So you got to be conscious when you down there, you're not by yourself. There's cars, different cars down there. And the politics is real, bro.
Can you explain for those that don't know what a car is?
A car is a gang, where you from, religion, people standing together. So when you come in, you automatically gonna get pushed to where you come from. Whatever them digits is on your prison number is, it's telling them where you from. So you automatically going that way. Now, if you've been hanging somewhere else and got cases out here in Detroit and this and that, and you know, coming from that way and this and that, explain. You got the flow. Okay, but you with us or you with them. It's your choice. You're welcome to go with them. That's where you been. You know what I'm saying? But when the shit hit the fan, don't come hollering at us for no protection, for no backup.
Is there such thing as being in a car by yourself? Like I'm gonna create my own, maybe I'm whatever it is that you say I'm this. And because a car, I believe, has to start with one person and then you bring people in.
True that. I mean, basically, if you're with a certain gang and that gang is not already affiliated or known to be down there where you are, you're welcome to step up out of your hood, your state, and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with y'all, but man, I'm doing me and shit. And I'm finna start this call and shit, you know what I'm saying? This ABC, this Altadena Crip, you know what I'm saying? So when my people come in here and shit, they gonna need somewhere to go. They gonna need someone to get them a cell. They gonna need someone to, you know what I'm saying, make sure they good. I'm about to do that. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you think you're finna carry that torch by yourself, you're wrong. You're wrong. Because I guarantee you, by lunchtime, you're gonna be walking that slab and shit to that lieutenant's office by yourself in a quick hurry and shit, trying to get them to put you in the hole and ship you out somewhere. Because you either gonna run yourself up or we gonna do it for you. Because right now you're a liability and we need all the soldiers we can get. So you either rocking with us or you not. But if you think you finna walk around here holding your nuts, I'm such and such, ooh. Okay, you was a bad in the streets. Okay, cool. But let's see how long you last and out here. Cause ain't no guns in here. And ain't nothing else in here for you to do to pick up a knife. You knife up or wife up. What's happening? And we'll try you. You go into that store and you talking about you by yourself. You come back with $200 worth of groceries and when you come back and they're gonna be walking out with your sacks like this. That's why they got that raccoon and shit emblem down there, call it the extortion rat. You know what I'm saying? That shit real. That shit real. For walking your shit with that motherfucking thing and shit. Let me get that. And what you gonna do? Nigga, oh! Cause 2 more, 4 more, 5, 6 more niggas gonna run up in that door right behind him. What's that? You need some help? What's up? What are you talking about? He don't wanna get it up? Nah, you ain't Superman and you know it. You know it. And you ain't got no knife because ain't nobody gonna give you one.
That's real. Speaking of real, a lot of comments, they question the story's legitimacy. Like, man, Gizzle seems like he's up here just making this stuff as he go. And these are people who probably haven't been in prison before. So for those that question when you tell these stories, how real they are, can you speak to those people who made those comments just questioning the legitimacy of any story?
I'm gonna tell you like this here, and I'm gonna leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta make up shit. I done seen enough to write 20, 30 books, which I have already. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new world when you get down here in this penitentiary, bro. Especially if you on the upper level and shit, going from USP on up to me, Supermax and all this here. It's always a story to tell because always getting an issue. It's always riots. It's always people killing each other, trying to find another, stealing, starting getting COs fired. You know what I'm saying? All this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be a story to tell and shit because no matter where you go, there's something going down. And ain't nobody turning their head acting like they ain't seen nothing. They sitting up there like.
So it makes me ask, a day in the life of a person who's doing this time, is the average day boring or eventful? Like, is something really gonna pop off like every day, or is it really boring? Like, kind of just like, oh, something do pop off. This is the first action we didn't see in days, weeks.
It depends on where you at. Cause if you on a low, or you in a camp, or you on a medium and shit, you're gonna tread lightly. All of y'all is because you got something to lose. In the USP and the Supermax and all that shit, and they ain't got nothing to lose. But they try to be respectful of each other and they try to keep it peaceful because they do want visits. They do want to see their family on the weekend. They do want to eat that free world food out there. You know? They do got a CO and that's that they don't fuck with and that's going out there bringing that yad to them. You know what I'm saying? You up my plate. You know what I'm saying? So it's different reasons and shit why who got something to lose be like, look, youngster, calm down. Don't do this. Because if you do that, we gonna run your ass off because you making it hot for everybody else around here. This ain't about you no more. This don't just start and end with you no more. You got a problem, you come see us and we'll try to work it out for y'all. And if it can't be worked out, shit, we gonna dance with you. We gonna dance with you. Ain't nobody with you. Cause you the homie. But if you do anything disrespectful to bring heat on us or bring a war about us, we gonna go to war with whoever. But baby, soon as that is over with, you best believe the next cake they gonna get baked is for you. And they gonna life flight your ass off this unit.
When you speak of life flight, I've seen some people, question what is life flight? What does that mean?
Basically, when the helicopter pull up and drop down in the middle of the wreck yard and have to give you medical and take your on because you they're dead. You done been poked that many times and shit, you can't breathe no more. You they're dead. Beat your ass that much and shit to the point where you just.
Do prisons try their hardest to save a person's life, or do you feel they be kind of just lackluster about moving quick enough to save a life at times?
You mean far as the COs, the programs, or you talking about far as
the COs?
inmates?
No, the COs. Do you see them actively rushing to save a person versus slowly moving more methodical, like, all right, if it happened, it happened, whatever?
I'm gonna break this down to you. Most of the times when something finna pop off, you can cut it with a knife. You can feel it in the air. You know what the CEOs want to do? Because they got a thing called, we tell them, go do your 8 and skate. Go do your 8 and skate. Go home. Or go across the street to the apartments and shit where y'all stay at till y'all come back the next morning. Because a lot of them CEOs and shit don't stay nowhere around here. You know what I'm saying? But they work here, so they get to stay across the street in these apartments and come to work until their shift is over, until their off days is. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it out of here? Do your 8 and skate, because you're not running shit in here. We live here. So we run this shit. You go to different prisons and shit in the state and shit like that, the guards may run that shit. But in the no sir. The convicts run it. And 9 times out of 10, when something finna pop off and shit, they're begging you. There's some of them that's cool with certain gangs and this and that. They're gonna go tell them, hey, such and such and them finna get into it and shit. I'm just warning you and shit. Tell your ass, it's finna go down in this. Or there's a drop box, the mailbox where people put their mail in. So put an I-60 in there quick and be, they finna kill me. Oh, they finna kill Rara. Oh, they finna do this. They finna set up. It's going down today.
Sounds like a snitch box.
It is. It is. Well, I-60 your ass to death. And then everybody looking around like, who the fuck told it? Because now they up in here trying to investigate. Or they just might lock us down on GP before it starts and start investigating.
All right, let's go and get into it then, man. The first story I want to get from you, and again, you've been to a couple of different units, but again, this is more for educational purposes. They make each.
Oh, and let me say one more thing. One more thing.
Oh, please.
For my trolls, I love y'all. Y'all say y'all after my own heart. I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all be, when I can't smile, y'all make me smile. I am not here on your platform to glorify no violence, no penitentiary, no bad living. I'm not here for that. I tell my stories for one reason, because young that's coming into the game, or even stupid old heads that have been there 5, 6, 7 times and coming back like they left something, I'm letting them know this ain't what you want. Because these young got this thing in the street now they call getting locked up part of their street resume. Yeah, this is my street resume, nigga. You better shut. I got a body on my. Ooh, I got 5 gun charges. Ooh, this, and that. Technically, if your guys got that many charges doing the same and you got caught, you need to find a new profession. You ain't good at it. If you sold drugs and you got caught every time, that's nothing to glorify that you got 5 dope charges and now you got 30 in the feds. That's nothing to glorify. So I'm only here to let people know that this ain't no joke.
What are your thoughts on the 3-strike rule or parole? Probation.
Probation. Yes. It's federal probation. There is no parole, when you're dealing with the feds.
Correct. What are your thoughts on probation?
It's up in a way because you serve 85% of your time, and then they still want to put 5 years, 3 years, 25 years, a paper on you. They want to be all down your throat, put this ankle bracelet on you, depending on what the situation is. You got to keep reporting this. They want to pop up at your job. They want to pop up out of trash cans and shit, see what you're doing and all this shit, trying to help you or say, well, to lessen this, you know, they pull out this book. You know this person, help yourself now. You know what I'm saying? And got you out there down bad and shit, trying to tell on somebody else or pull somebody else to do something and shit so you can help them get some more convictions. That's up. I feel like if I done my 85% of my time, leave me the alone. Let me go, man.
There was for the trolls, there was a question of the police, the robbery story of the lady thinking that you were going to rob and call the laws. A lot of people questioned, the reason for the arrest. And they also questioned how many different times you went. They're thinking each time was the same. There was the same offense each time. Can you address that if you don't mind?
Now, I'm not going to lie. As far as the unlawfully carrying a weapon, that's how I end up in the feds the first time because, yes, I'm no good at toting guns. Because every time I tote one, I'm going to either do something dumb and get caught with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't throwing shit away. I'm going to pop your and shit and go about my business. I'll get pulled over and it's just on me. You know what I'm saying? But as far as all my other charges, all my aggravated and all this other type of shit, and the M1 that got tossed out and all that, no, nigga, it ain't the same every time. You don't know me. You don't know what I had to do to survive these streets and shit. Now, you know, I got my book out, Cut Boy, The Streets Made Me, and if a person read that book, that'll give you a lot of info on me. Before it's all my charges, and I don't understand what the question is because it's public information. Ain't none of my shit locked. There's not a lock on a thing I did. So if you want to clarify or you want some me, did he really do this? Did he really get locked up for this? Look it up. Who's stopping you?
All right, well, let's go and get to it then, man. The first thing I would like to, of course, just address, again, you've been to a lot of different dorms or locations. The condition of the cells. Some people never stood foot in a prison cell, federal or state, or even a jail cell. Can you explain just the basic condition of what a prison cell looks like, from the door, the walls, the toilet? Just explain what it looks like for those that don't know.
It really depends on how new or how old the facility is. I mean, you sitting in an 8x12 and shit, you ain't got nothing but a bunk, a steel toilet with a sink connected to it and a steel mirror, you know what I'm saying, up there for you to look in. Everything else is on you. Lockers is placed up under them. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do. There's a bean shot on the door. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what kind of cell you is and what form or unit you on, they either sliding open electrically or them bitches need a turnkey. You know what I'm saying? You got bean slots and shit like that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that. Flows is up. And then sometimes that shit is nice. Because you had niggas that have been in that cell before you got there who lived here probably 8 or 10 years and took this cell serious. They're marbled out. You know what I'm saying? Shining and shit like new money. All the paint is intact on the wall. No writing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Did you ever have a cellmate that you were just fond of? Like, man, I really messed with dude and he had to leave. And how long was y'all cellies for?
Yeah, I had a couple of them doing my transitions and stuff. You know, they didn't stay long, and, you know, for various reasons, either going home or getting transferred or riot went down, we got separated and shit. I mean, they tell you really don't get attached to nobody because, like Pimp C say, one day you're here, baby, and then you're gone. And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you try not to get attached to people, but then sometimes you just do.
What was your longest cellmate that you had? Like, what was the longest time frame in which you had like one particular person sharing a cell with?
it was a youngster I had in my cell, man. And I had him for probably a good 2 years. 2 years flat. We rode together through rides, through everything. And you know what I'm saying? And like, one thing about being on lockdown, you're gonna be through many lockdowns, especially in Pollock, places like that, Angola, shit like that, where it's just always popping off, somebody get killed, automatic lockdown, 30 days, 90 days, and they let you up off the, you know what I'm saying? And then you end up going back down 5 minutes later and shit because somebody else got killed. You either gonna have a bond with your cellie or y'all gonna kill each other. Because when it get quiet, you want your peace. You know what I'm saying? Or if a doing something he ain't got no business, you gotta be able to accept constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Accept that I'm telling you, you know, this not the way you do your time. You don't wanna do it like this here. And some be like, nigga, I don't need you telling me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to get through this lockdown and get out so I can go use the phone. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to commissary or whatever. But certain things like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this story, right? It's one dude. I beat him out my cell and told him to come get him because he was rocking my nerves. It's quiet as I like my peace, and you know, I be writing, I be doing writing my little music, writing my little books or whatever. So every time they bring the Johnnies in, which is, a Johnny is called a brown bag special. Apple sandwich, peanut butters, boiled eggs, some dates, you know what I'm saying? A little carton of milk and shit. When you're on lockdown, that's the type of shit you get. And when you get close to coming off of that lockdown, that's when you get to start getting the hot trays and when you know you're close to coming up. But every time they bring them Johnnies in there and shit and sling them through the bringing shot, I didn't want it. I didn't want it. And I kept enough noodles and shit on my door and shit that I was burling my shit on the can and shit, eating like that. I'm not with that. So I would give it to my cellie. But what happened was his big teeth ass just don't know how to chew his food without making that noise. It's quiet as I'm up and laying down out here, especially them apples, and I be wanting to throw them out the door. And I'm sitting up here like, bruh, can you chew with your mouth closed? My bad. I'm trying to be more quiet. And then he's on the top bunk. I'm on the bottom bunk. You up there eating in the bed and you got cookie crumbs and shit falling all down on me and I'm waking up like, you know what I'm saying? So building up and I'm trying to tell him, bro, be cool, just chill. We're gonna try to make it off of this 90 day. You know what I'm saying? If not, we're going week 1 day one. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna tear your ass up and you, man, school stop playing, bro. I ain't finna be no another ass nigga neither. I said, I'm telling you, ass nigga, you better cut it out. So one day, I'm in my mind about something. I don't know what the it was. And I'm sitting up there laying down. This went to chewing. I jumped up. I put my shoes on. And I said, come on, nigga. And he's sitting up there talking about, what's wrong with you, nigga? I said, come on, man. Let's go and get this shit over with. He didn't want to get out the top bunk. He didn't want to get out. So what I did, I tied that up with some dominoes. Wake up! He trying to, I'll tell the man, come on, man, stop it. No, man, you gonna make me, man, bring your down here. All right, put the sock down. I put it down and shit. Get down and shit. We told that up. I beat that head in that toilet just for banging that head and shit. Boom, boom, boom. Just punching the shit out of him and shit. Then I shoved his head in the water and shit. You know what I'm saying? So now, whoever's next door, they can hear you through the vent. They hear us in there fighting. They press the button. They hit the panic button. So here they come. Boom. Open that, shot up in there. separated us and took us to the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't know there was a panic button.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So do people just that button just to?
You ain't supposed to with that button. If you telling this and you press that button, you're gonna know. Gonna know. And one thing about the CEOs and down there, nobody likes to snitch. Not even them. They're up there usual for information and then turn around and tell the homies and shit, yeah, you know, your boy was the one who shot that kite. He dropped that I-60 on y'all. And ooh, that's how we knew. And came up in there and got that shit. Like,
for those that don't know what a kite is, can you explain to people what a kite is and the difficulty of getting one out to other inmates?
A kite is basically a letter for my Spanish people, or huila. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to say to the next person, and you're going to make a line. And if you're on lockdown and you can't get that out, you're going to make a line and probably out of the string of your boxes and that little, what you call it on
the elastic.
The elastic, yeah. You're going to take that elastic and make you a line out of that, grab the ink pen, make that sturdy as long as you can. And some people had that so long, nigga shoot that and shoot it up a little slot and that go upstairs. I promise on everything I love. When lockdown come and shit, it look like Spider-Man living that hole because you see lines going everywhere. Pulling bags of water from up under their door, hot water and shit, because your partner down the way and shit might not have a hot pot and they ain't hungry. You know, they don't want to eat their soups raw and shit. Or they ain't got no fire, no, you know what I'm saying, Coke can and nothing to cut open and shit. Hey, you know.
What is the most creative either kite you've seen thrown or invention you've seen made during your time?
Man, I think the rawest line I ever seen made, I can't even explain it. But I'm telling you, that boy can go all over the dorm with that. And for some, you know, to help you and shit, like you put the what you call it on the fishing line at the end of it, right? You know, and it's a weight, so to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you put on that, put that outside, hit that hole. That should go all the way down that way. If not, you holler down, beat on the wall. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, say my line outside your shell, bruh. Hey, pull that bitch in for me and then reshoot that down there to 36 cell.
That's some real shit.
Hey, he got something for me and shit. Put that shit on that line and shit and grab it for me. Psh, nigga finna do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But to see it shoot that and that go up, way up on 2 row, that'll f you up.
Come on. What was the most, or who was the most talented person that you met from either, whether a tattoo artist, whether someone drawing, whether a singer? Who would you say?
They all down there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, give me.
The rawest talent, I'm not gonna lie to you, the rawest talent is in the penitentiaries. When the can do what Timberland do on the 808 and do that with a spoon, a knife, his throat, and the wall and the table. And is me, nigga named me Jukebox, because you know I sing and I rap. So at night, I tell the nigga be sitting up there, man, somebody put a quarter in the jukebox. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying till the nigga shoot them soups up under that though. So when I get them, oh, what y'all want to hear? Let's get that Key Sweat out you, boy. Shit, singing like a, you know what I'm saying? I know niggas that rap, sing, write. I know tattoo artists, and I'm talking about can take candy. You hear me? Literally take candy, melt that shit down, and create some ink with it and give you color tattoos like a. And gonna stay. Take a calculator and turn that into a tattoo gun. Yeah.
How does someone create fire, create heat, boil water? What are some of the ways? I know there's different ways in different units.
There's different ways. You know, some got like you could take a can, right? Cut that in half. You know, fill that with water and then take a little flame and shit. Like it's easy to get lighters and shit like that. Love, you know what I'm saying? But if you just had to make one, and shit, you can push them together and shit, start a little fire. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give up too much game and shit because niggas still got to live down there. You know.
Come on. When it comes to commissary, what, again, if someone had, let's say, $1 million on the streets, $1 million on the streets doesn't work the same way in the feds. But how does money move in the feds, and how much money were you making, if you don't mind speaking on, as far as during your best times?
Everybody got their different ways of hitting licks in that bitch, you heard me? And when I tell you, the drugs in there, you can make $1 million off nothing in there. When I say a piece of paper sprayed on with some K2, no bigger than you can see on your finger, a little bitty cut, and put that on an ink pen and shit and fire that hoe up, and I have it jumping off 2-row. I believe I can fly. You know what I'm saying? And nigga finna pay $20 to $50 just for that little bitty piece. Depends on how big the little piece is. Buy cards. Put it like this. Damn, I ain't got my wallet on me. No, I do got my wallet on me. I'm gonna show you something. This your ID card, right? This ID card can be cut in so many ways, and you can probably, you're probably looking at $5,000. If you cut this in a whole bunch of lines, about 10 lines, and then cut it this way, this way, this way, this way, and start moving it, start selling it, you're gonna make money off this shit. And you probably think I'm lying, but I promise you. Not 5,000, but probably like 500. You know what I'm saying? $500 to $800 off this one size of a piece of paper. So imagine if it had what we call a sheet, which is a sheet. And there's different ways and shit. You get somebody in the free world to spray that, you know what I'm saying, with weed, K2, or anything, you know what I'm saying, and mail it in. You get it, cut it up, and then now you're selling it. You're selling it. You're selling it.
What's the highest, as far as a drug high, what's the highest you've seen someone, like, if you don't mind?
I seen it so loaded off K2 one time, just one little piece. And I ain't sell it to him. I wish my shit was potent as this shit was. Because what they do is they gonna get a tester. Soon as that paper come in and shit, 9 times out of 10, the person don't smoke it. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get some money off of it. So he gonna go get one of them crash dummies and shit and make these niggas test it. Man, tested this one dude one day. And when I say this was walking, crawling around the day room and shit, barking like a dog and shit, when we looking like, oh man. And he's like, get your mans, get your mans, get your mans. They're like, what? Man, this walking, crawling around, barking like a dog and shit. The nigga opened the cell, went to the toilet, crawled to the toilet, and started just drinking the water out the toilet. This was loaded like 245s, you hear me? And we trying to keep the laws from seeing it because they gonna run up in here and be like, what's wrong with him? Get him, boom, boom, boom. So if they take him to the infirmary and they say he's high off something, they finna come back and tear this up looking for their work. Somebody got some drugs in here, so we want it.
What is the craziest contraband you've seen someone get in there whether a weapon, whether drugs, whether, nigga might get porno, man, whatever it is. What are some contrabands that you've seen come in that you'd be like, how'd you get that up there?
I mean, don't nothing faze me no more about it. I done seen it all. So I would say, I think the weirdest thing that I had seen was a nigga get a pair of panties and some contacts in. CO Kane dropped it off to him. And he was a punk. Yeah, he was a punk. You know what I'm saying? But my thing was, how much did you pay for that? Or what did you have to do? What did that have to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of panties and contact.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
But let's say 2 days later, this was on top of the tables, working in some state socks, that G-string, but some canned goods.
I'm about to say, yeah. Is he getting paid for that? Does he get paid for putting on the show?
It was all in fun. They was making fun of him and shit, but they was throwing canned goods at him and shit and stamps and shit. You know what I'm saying? These are the Jack boys, and you know what I'm saying, that's famous for running up in and shit. So they told me, say, shit, amuse us. And this when the seller came out with that shit on and shit. And mind you, the picket, somebody got to be up in there that with everybody up in there that's cool for them to pull that shit off. You know what I'm saying? So once they had that green light, this nigga came out and did the fool. I was sitting over there crying, laughing. I was just like, man, this shit crazy. This shit crazy.
Normally when it comes to having a weapon in there, let's just say a blade or anything, about how many inmates, percentage-wise, possibly have some type of weapon of protection?
If you in here, you got one. If you in here, you got one. If your paperwork has been cleared, the homies gave you a knife. They might have made you pay for it later on and shit or whatever, this and that, but you got a knife. And if you didn't, you find different ways to make a weapon out of. And then you have those, because some units now, they got metal detectors on. So when you come out of the unit, you got to go through the metal detector, and if it go off, they're going to get you. So we got what's called floaters. A floater is a plastic knife that you can get and shit, file that bitch down and walk around with that strapped to your shit. Nobody going to know the difference unless they pull you up and say, hey, come here. Pat you down. What's this? And you bust it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, shit, nigga got that iron. You hear me?
You said there was a story in which you seen someone die over the chicken.
Oh man, yeah.
And if you don't mind, can you walk us all the way through this, because most people don't understand what that means to have any type of altercation over food, but this one cost a man his life.
Anybody in the federal system know that no matter where you are, it doesn't matter. Fridays, they're gonna have fried chicken day. And fried chicken come with mashed potatoes, probably some corn or some carrot, something else. 2 sides and shit. The plate gonna be lit, and it's gonna come with dessert. You know what I'm saying? But let's be frank, everybody don't eat chicken. You know what I'm saying? So some niggas sell their trays and shit, or some get in a bind and shit, and they feel like, I need this right now. Like, I trade you for a phone call. I need to call my people so I can get some money on my books. So, I know you want that fried chicken fried in. What's up? You want that? Let me get 3 minutes. Sell you some minutes. You know what I'm saying? So this particular day, this one dude, he made a play with 2 different individuals from 2 different cars. Told a nigga, you can have my tray. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this. I don't know what the item was. Don't care. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Boom. There's another guy he ran into and shit that wanted that chicken and shit, and he made a play with him too. So now he eating. You know what I'm saying? He eating. He got what he needs. So fast forward, Friday is here. Niggas standing in line. The first dude and he babysitting his ass. He in the line with him. He gonna make sure he get his tray. Boom. They do their thing. Deal is over with. They going back to their dorms. So dude go back to work. He do the toilet paper and shit. You know what I'm saying? So he up there putting the rolls in everybody's cell and whatever. So the other he made the play with, he on B. We on C. So when they went to child and shit, the nigga came over there. He out of place, but he looking for him. So he like, damn, what trail at? Ooh. He like, shit, he up there passing out toilet paper. Ooh. So he go up there, he's like, that's how you do me? Like, what? Did you bag that up? What's up? So he look, man, I forgot, bro. Man, ooh. Hey, but I'm gonna get you Friday though. This coming Friday, you got that. And I'm gonna see if I can catch a play and shit to get you 2 pieces and shit. Because I know a nigga that work in the kitchen and shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna bring that chicken up out there and shit and bring it to me. So I got you. Nigga talking about, man, all that, nigga. We made a play for today. I want my shit like right now, ASAP. He's like, well, I can't give you what I ain't got, bro. I gotta finish this shit out. So the nigga climbing up on 2 road, now he going up the stairs and shit, and he clutching this shit. So the nigga told me, he say, bruh, it ain't even worth all that. He said, it ain't worth all that. He said, how you gonna play me like that? He said, nigga, I feel some type of way. So just like, he tried to steal off on him and shit because he knew what was coming, but he missed. You know what I'm saying? So they up here on 2 roads, the whipped out that knife, the old man gutted this. I'm talking about stabbed this so many times. I don't even know how many times he stabbed him. Everybody scattering. Pew! You know what I'm saying? Here they come. Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down, catch yourself. We went on lockdown for 90 days, bro, because even though old boy lost his life and this nigga finna get shit behind this shit, they in 2 different cars, so they was both feeling some type of way about it. So the lieutenants and them, the gang unit and all of them, they come up in there, they start going cell to cell, clipboard, hey, you know, what you know about this, and is it over? Went to their people. You know, is it gonna be a problem if we unlock y'all and all that shit? And these niggas on some shit, fuck that shit. If you, nigga, when this shit open, nigga, you know what it is. So, they're like, well, we ain't gonna let y'all off lockdown. And when I tell you, it was 90 days, bro. Actually 92 days before we got off. And everybody got tired. They were just like, I'm hungry. I miss my baby. I ain't got no phone call. Shit, let's just did this whole ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That 92nd day we came out, they let us out for like an hour to go shower, to go do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Catch the phone, line long as you know what I'm saying? So if you ain't have your own little stash phone and shit like that, you was out of there. So in the line, bro, I was so mad. I was like, the next person to use that phone and shit, and all hell broke loose. They got knocked in the head with a can of Jack, man, and it started all over again. They tore their day room up.
Oh, man, no, that's all over. Was it over the chicken, or was just the chicken just the catalyst? Was that just, that's the principle of it?
For them two, it was over the chicken. It was the principle of, you said, you gave me your word. And there, this world, in there, you stand on your word. If you can't stand on your word, you ain't shit. And gonna deal with you.
Mm. Can you let the people know what, when they hear the word lock in the sock, what is the using the sock as a weapon, as you mentioned with the dumbbells. How?
I mean, you can basically, it's just not a lock. Just that's just one of the things. You can use a lock. You can use bars of soap. You can use dominoes. Anything hard. You know what I'm saying? And put it in a sock, and you put enough of that shit in there and put 2 socks together and shit, wrap this shit up. You got the perfect weapon and shit. Because it's like AT&T now. You can reach out and touch somebody. Yeah.
Come on. We talked about your first day in. If you don't mind, the last time you went, your last stint, your last day out, your first day out of that last stint, can you explain how that day was for you as far as, probably even saying, I'm not coming back. How was getting through that day and walking out of that cell? Who was there to pick you up? What'd you eat? Like, can you walk us through that last time you stepped foot in that place?
I was in Florida then. When I got through, when it was time to go, I was in Florida. Then I was on Coleman 2, actually. So I knew I was finna leave because they put me in a holding cell for like a week and a half by myself, and I'm like, what the f going on? And they finally came and said, well, you facing release. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be up in here and we need to do some things. You got to sign some paperwork. You got to go through you got to take these tests. I'm like, tests? What tests? What the f you talking about? You got to take an HIV test. You got to take all kind of shit. COVID tests and all that shit. And mind you, we ain't really know too much about that in there because we were shielded from that. I missed all that shit. Never had COVID, never got sick, none of that shit. Didn't know nothing about it. They hide certain things from you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in there actually mad, like, don't take this long and let a nigga out this. I wish they wouldn't have said nothing until it was just that very moment. You know what I'm saying? This week and a half that I've been in this cell, I'm walking around this losing my mind and shit like, this is a joke. These hoes trying to me somewhere, put me on some diesel therapy or something, like, I don't know what's down. But when I got out, they called me an Uber, and the Uber took me to the plane, to the airport. I go to the airport, I'm looking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's walking around this talking to themselves, seems like. Mind you, I've been gone so long, there was no such thing as earpieces and all this here. So even while we driving to the airport, the lady, she masked up, and I'm like, I got this mask on her face. I'm like, whatever, man. So she's up there talking up the store, and I'm steady like a dummy, talking about, huh? Talking to me? She's like, no, I'm talking to my auntie. Bitch, ain't nobody else in this car, man. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we finally get down. I can't wait to get out of the car. This crazy, you know what I'm saying? Then I get out, see everybody else doing this shit. They just walking and talking, hand gestures and shit. They just, I said, I've been gone too long, man. Something ain't right. People got masks on, so I'm walking through the airport. I'm looking for where to go. And when it's time to just jump on the plane and get back to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So I got me a cell phone, talked to a few people and did this and that. They're like, oh, when you come home, we're going to throw you a party and all this other type of shit. But I ain't even want none of that. I just was like grateful, super grateful and shit. Things that normal people don't appreciate, I was appreciating. Because the air smelled different. The air smelled different. Sure. You know what I'm saying? I literally kissed the ground because I didn't think I was gonna make it out of there. I had gave up. I ain't gonna lie, I gave up. This is my life now, so I gotta deal with it accordingly. So I became institutionalized, so to say. But when I got out, I had to switch the shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I got home, you know what I'm saying? And a little broad I was with, she had a food stamp card. She told me to come holler at her. She was going to make me a meal. And she was just like, I'm going to help you out. Get all you can get. I'm in the halfway house and shit. So when I go sign out, I go run and get in the car with her. I go buy damn near $60 worth of junk food. And she like, boy, what the fuck wrong with you?
You know how hard this was to get?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? These economy size chips, I need these. And she looking at me like, boy, you could have got steaks. You could have got anything. You could have got some real food. I could have cooked for you. And you got all this junk and eat cakes and all this shit. But I'm so institutionalized, that's what I'm used to getting.
Mm.
And making my own.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm spreading it. I told her, I said, I'm going to cook for you tonight. I'm going to cook for you. Boy, stop. You can't cook. I'm telling you, I became a chef in this hole. I went and got the iron and shit and made burritos and I started ironing me tortillas and shit with the iron. And she like, what are you doing? I said, man, I'm chill making some burritos and shit. She like, boy, it's a whole stove up in there. What? Give me my iron. Get out of here. Still institutionalized. Still institutionalized. When I go see my probation officer and all that stuff, I'm sitting up there raising my hand. I'm asking people, can I go use the restroom? They're like, you free. You can walk. The bathroom is right there. You know what I'm saying? Everything is, I'm walking accordingly because I'm still in prison. It took a while. It took a while for me to get out for that.
Man, it's real. Oh, man. Again, you know, we do these stories not to glorify prison. It's really as a deterrent to make sure these young cats, even these old cats, whoever stay out there taking penitentiary chances, to give them a eyeball behind the wall because they may not know what's going on and they kind of maybe watch too many movies or escape movies or whatever. And sometimes it's a more raw, real reality than that. With that being said, again, we always try to end with just words of encouragement to make sure the young don't set foot in those walls. Is there anything inside of a penitentiary that anybody want? You know, some people are kingpins and we see some people get out of the penitentiary and almost want to go back because they had such status in prison. Exactly. And they don't have it outside.
They don't know how to live. Once you get, it's like being turned out. Once you get in there and you're there for a while, you walk accordingly to a purpose. And that purpose is to survive and live. Some come up in there, they straight kittens and but become lions in the end. And you be like, vicious. Because he wanted to live more than he wanted to die. So he done what he had to do. But in doing what that person had to do, this is all he knows now. So now when it's time to go home and shit, nigga like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to this, and that. People talking about, hey, you know, man, who the you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Now you looking for that respect out here, but you ain't gonna get it. Because the world moves totally different than prison do. They don't know you, and if they did know you, they don't know the you from there. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what you had to go through psychologically and how you had to train your mind and shit. Because I ain't lying. I ain't want to go down there and do none of this shit I did. But I had to survive. So if the homies gave me 20 knobs and said, go hide them, knowing that if I get caught, I get sent down to the county down the street and get 5 more years. I'd rather get 5 more years than take these knives and shit and y'all just dump them in me. You gotta do what you gotta do, because the worst thing ever is for them to feel like you're a waste of time, that you ain't gonna ride. So when it pop off and shit, they wanna be able to know you're a soldier, they can trust you, that you're gonna get down and not lay down. But they see any twink on your eye that you on some bitch shit and you ain't gonna do this and that, they gonna run you off. You gonna get ran up real quick.
You know, I can't let you go without a violation story, man. It's horrible, but you know, the world. Did you ever meet just one of the booty? Not say meet, but hear about a story of a booty bandit who maybe he didn't like booty, but he just liked to do other weird stuff to another inmate. Like he was like, he's not on that level, but maybe he just like, I'm gonna just violate him in other ways.
Oh, you mean like the broom and all
Yeah,
that
like just
shit?
what? Yes, yeah, just like something else. That's just like, God, yeah.
I can tell you this. I ain't seen too much of that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that was probably behind closed sales and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because if a nigga see you baking him a cake and shit, he ain't going in that trap. You got to trick him, you know what I'm saying? So most of that shit be behind the curtain, you know what I'm saying? But we tell and shit, like when you get off the bus, before you get off the bus, they tell you what gangs are here. They tell you what religion is here. They tell you what, you know, if you ratted on somebody, it's up to you if you want to get off this bus and do your time here. If you done anything, if you got a bad load from another farm and you don't think it followed you here, oh, they already know you coming, partner. So you either get off, it's at your own risk. So you got most people be like, I ain't getting off. Hell no, they put me in a hole, me somewhere else. I'll be on that next bus getting out this. You know what I'm saying? But there's always that one that want to, that shit, nigga, I ain't do shit, and I'm going. And get off and shit and think he can hide and lie about his paperwork. And then find out about it and shit, they bake him a cake. They come up in the cell, nigga done made a big ass spread, they got some K2, weed, anything, just, yeah, this and that. Then they beat the out of him and shit, pull his clothes down and shit, break a broomstick off and shit and shove it up his ass. Ain't that what you did to that little girl? How you think that feel? That could have been my mama. That could have been my sister. That could have been my daughter.
Do child predators like have that kind of rap? Like when they know like that's your jacket, that you're a child predator, it's probably nowhere safe for you in there.
They know, but you got some that's so in denial, they feel like they can get away with it. I've even seen a get off of the bus and another him into making fake paperwork so he can stay on the yard. But did some investigating and found out, nah, that's not what that was. You down bad. So they're gonna get you since you wanted to stay. You're not walking off. They're gonna life flight you if they don't kill you.
A man with a life sentence, of course, who is known to violate new inmates. If a new inmate goes into prison, what signs? Please.
Let me kind of correct you on that, because I hear a lot of people say that.
Yeah, it's
I know, but because a nigga have a life sentence and been down there 20, 30 years and shit, it doesn't mean he a booty bandit. It doesn't mean he out for and all that shit. Some of the most stand-up dudes you ever want to meet. You know what I'm saying? Quiet, stay to themselves, very reserved. But when they call, make that call and shit, your ass going in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Some of them dudes Islamic and shit. They pray every day, 5 times a day and stuff. They done changed their ways and stuff. And they try to help individuals come in and to turn another way. You know what I'm saying? And then you got those that just knuckleheads. But knuckleheads don't never last long, because even a cat that can't fight and shit, eventually and shit can put a scratch on there if you enough. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to speak to the ones that are bandits, what signs does a green person coming in not knowing nothing, what signs should he watch out for?
A nigga staring at your ass like you lunch. Everywhere you moving, just watching you. Or just get overly friendly and come offer you some zuzus and wham-whams and shit, knowing you ain't got shit. They prey on like that. They come in, ain't got nobody riding with them. No family, no nothing. You done fucked up so bad, nigga don't even want to put no money on your books. You gotta eat just like the rest of us do. But nigga ain't finna have no sympathy for you. But will pretend like they got sympathy for your ass and shit just to get in that ass. Because once you accept the gifts, or once you accept the loans, when it's time to pay up, it's time to pay up. It's time to pay the piper. My granny finally put some money on my books, or I hit a lick in the kitchen and shit and got like 12 pieces of fried chicken and shit. So as soon as I sell that, I got you back on what you gave me, homie. You're like, I don't want that. I need you to come up in here and toot that ass over. I need you to make me feel good.
Will someone make a person wait days, weeks, or will someone play that game for months? Like, just till where you didn't took up so much of a debt that it's like even other inmates will understand, like, he owe you.
Yeah.
He's stuck.
Yeah, because ain't no getting out of that bed then. You my now. And everybody knew it before you even got penetrated and shit because of the way you was moving. You so thirsty and you thinking this your partner and you just don't know. The last 4 partners he had and shit all became girlfriends. And I don't mean with their own television show either.
Again, Gizzle, I appreciate you. Again, we always don't want to end with just words to anyone who thinks that it's friendly or sweet or is all green on the other side. Again, if you don't mind, close us out with just a little more iteration as far as why someone should stay away from doing anything to get them jammed up when they have to be in there for years on end.
It's not worth it, bro. Once you see that everybody around you, even if you was a hustler out there in the streets and you took care of everybody around you, trust me when I say, when the walls start closing in on you and you in prison, you're not going to receive that same love back. Motherfuckers might start writing you out the blue as soon as you get down there. You might catch 3 or 4 letters every day. Yeah, my nigga Brown, my nigga partner, my girl, my bitch, my other bitch, this and that. But life goes on. Out of sight, out of mind. You got to understand that. People get mad, but you got to understand if you're not here, especially for me, as you used to be, somebody else is going to fill that void. And when they do that, the more they do that, the more you get ignored, forgotten about.
Come on.
So think about that. Think about your loved ones out there that is trying to stay down with you and all this type of shit. And you done so much that payback is falling on them now. You can't protect your family from prison, bro. You can't be no man to your kids or no father to your kids or no husband to your wife from prison. The phone calls can only do so much. It can't fuck you. It can't raise you. It can't pay no bills. If anything, it's the opposite. You looking for me to do something for you now. And I still got to take care of these kids. Rodney got beat up at school today. Your enemy, rolled up and sprayed up the house. What we gonna do? These are things you got to think about that happens while you're in there. And then when you get forgotten, people start dying in your family. You don't get talked. You don't know nothing. You can't see the world no more. It's a lonely world, bro. And it'll have you doing things that you ain't got no business doing or never thought you would do. Because you give up.
Some of the realest stuff, man. With that being said, once again, this is Prison Stories 101. Ice Gizzle, we appreciate you. Definitely. I know there's more stories to tell from here. But right now, we just scratching the surface. So with that being said, once again, I appreciate you. Prison Stories 101. We out.